Hello everyone, I'm Carolyn Meyer. Welcome to TommieMedia's The Locker Room. Saturday's victory against St. John's fueled the Tommies' momentum as they remain undefeated with a 4-0 record. This weekend, they head into a homecoming matchup against Augsburg. Last year, St. Thomas defeated Augsburg 55-6. Against St. John's, running back Josh Parks tallied his second consecutive 100-yard, 2-touchdown rushing game, and defensive lineman Anthony King-Foreman recovered a Johnny fumble and ran it back for a 57-yard touchdown. I'm joined today by head football coach Glenn Caruso, Josh Parks, and Anthony King-Foreman. Thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here.
So, Coach, when analyzing last season's 55-6 victory against Augsburg, how do you keep from letting that score influence your team's preparation for the game?
I think our guys played well, but it's important for us to think about what the team's capable of doing. Both our team and the team we go against, we only control us, we get that. But the 55-6 last year was not the norm in our games with Augsburg. It was kind of the anomaly. I think our kids were starting to really peak at a good time last year at that point. But we know whether we play there or whether we play here, athletically they absolutely have a chance to cause us some fits. So it's not as difficult as you think.
Great. And Josh, there is so much hype surrounding the Tommy Johnny game. How does the team channel that energy into preparing for the next matchup?
We just understand that we have to take it week by week, day by day. We understand our potential, and we understand what we can do if we stay poised and we stay calm. And we come into every game understanding that it's not against who we're playing. It's about what we have inside of us and what we can build off of each week. And I think if we stay confident and stay poised, like I said earlier, that we'll be just fine.
Awesome. And Anthony, what do you anticipate will be the biggest challenge the team will face against Augsburg?
Like Coach said, they always have really nice athletes. So I think containing them and staying true to ourselves is our biggest task.
Awesome. And Coach, people hold St. Thomas football to high standards, especially after the success the team had last season. How does your team address these expectations?
We don't address anybody else's standards ever, nor will we. We address our own standards, and the standards that other people have, although very high, will never, ever be as high as the ones that our players set for themselves and for each other and our coaching staff. So when people talk about outward stressors or pressure, there really is none. We have our own pressure that we'll judge ourselves based on what we think we can do.
Nicely stated. We'll be back after this short message.
Barbers learn the traditional techniques of barbering. We utilize straight edge razors. We do a lot of clipper cuts, a lot of tapering, fading. I've been in this location for 12 years. I have clients that have been cutting their hair since they were 4 years old. Get to have conversations with these kids, and it keeps me on my toes.
And now it's time for this week's fan question. Josh and Anthony. Junior Abby Meyer was wondering, what is your go-to pregame food?
Well, since we have breakfast as a team before each game, it's probably eggs, bacon, and I always get a game day muffin. So,
Yeah, I'll go with the same thing. I mean, we have our pregame breakfast, but I like to get a little bit of sweets in there as well. Some Starburst, Skittles, something sweet right before the game starts.
Awesome. How about you, Coach?
Much like Anthony, routine is important, and eggs with hash browns and sausage, and I'm not a high-carb guy, but I always have a croissant, so pretty happy with that on game day.
Awesome. Thank you all for joining us today,
Thanks for
and
having
good
me.
luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
If you have a question, tweet it to @TommieMedia. Be sure to check TommieMedia for the latest campus news. Thanks for joining us. With Coach Caruso, Josh Parks, and Anthony King-Foreman, I'm Carolyn Meyer. We'll see you next time in The Locker Room.